What's good, ladies and gentlemen? This is your guy, Mr. Live, coming at you direct once again for week 3 of Sunday Night Football. We got the San Francisco 49ers traveling out to play the Denver Broncos. Both of these teams coming off a win in week 2, and they're going to want to keep that win streak going, but only one of them can do it. Which one's it going to be? We should find out, man, but let's go ahead and talk about it. All right, y'all, so of course, kickoff is 5:20 Pacific, 8:20 Eastern, and this game will be in Denver at Mile High. Both of these teams, came off of a win in week 1, and oddly enough, they should be a little bit familiar with each other, with Russell Wilson playing for the Broncos now. Spent a whole lot of time out in Seattle playing against the Niners in the division, so should make for an interesting game. Let's go and break it down team by team, starting with the away team, San Francisco 49ers. All right, so after 2 weeks of football, the San Francisco 49ers sit at 1-1. Oddly enough, they just played the Seattle Seahawks, winning the game 27-7. And in that game, we know that Trey Lance did go out with an injury. Jimmy Garoppolo had to come in, sub for him. Of course, Jimmy Garoppolo is familiar with the offense, was the starter there last year, or out for the past, 2 years or 3 years. So he came in, was able to do his thing. Passed for 154 yards, 1 touchdown, and completed 13 out of 21 passes. Without Elijah Mitchell on the ground, Jeffrey Wilson saw the bulk of the carries with 18, and he rushed for 84 yards. Deebo also contributed with 53 yards on the ground. Brandon Ayuk and Deebo Samuel had 5 receptions apiece for 63 yards and 44 yards respectively. The defense, of course, was able to hold Seattle to just 7 points, which came in the third quarter, and they played a good game for pretty much start to finish. Now, of course, the big thing, as I led off with, was Jimmy Garoppolo coming in for Trey Lance. And, he didn't do too bad. He didn't do too great, but he didn't do too bad. He won the game. He came in and won the game. He did what he had to. Didn't turn the ball over. And I think he's more than capable of carrying this team forward. Obviously, we've seen in the past few years that he is able to take this team to the Super Bowl. And while he maybe wasn't able to seal the deal, he still was able to get them that far, and that's got to count for something. I think in this game against the Broncos, we might see them open up the playbook a little bit for Jimmy, let him get loose a little bit. But they're always going to rely on that run game. That run game has been strong in San Francisco for the past few years, so I'm sure they're not going to get too much out of character. But I can see Jimmy testing his arm strength a little bit down the field, seeing what he could still do. Who knows, maybe they'll have Kittle back this year. That'll definitely help him out in the middle. The defenses are going to have to scheme for that. I believe he almost played this last weekend against Seattle, but they probably felt they didn't need him. As you could tell by the score, they didn't need Kittle. This week against Denver, I think they got a little bit of a better defense, so having him out there is definitely going to help. If the defense can do what they do on their side, get after the passer, make good foreign tackles, get the ball carrier down when you need to, and not allow that Denver offense to score too many points, then the 49ers definitely have a shot here at taking this game and improving to 2-1. But of course, we know the Denver Broncos aren't just going to lay over and die. We know they got Russell Wilson, who might be a little bit familiar with the San Francisco scheme. So let's go ahead and talk about him, break him down, and see if they might turn out victorious on Sunday night. All right, so like many teams in the NFL right now, including their Week 3 opponent, the Denver Broncos have a record of 1-1. Coming off a win against the Houston Texans, in which the final score was 16-9. Now in this game, Russell Wilson was 14 for 31, throwing for 219 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Javonte Williams on the ground carried for 15 times and 75 yards. And the standout wide receiver for the Broncos in week 2 was Courtland Sutton with 7 receptions for 122 yards. And the defense had a good game, keeping Houston under 10 points and not allowing a touchdown. And it's a good thing too, because it does seem like the offense has been struggling a little bit in week 1 and 2. A lot of people, I'm sure, seen this team putting up points a lot more frequently than they have been. With the weapons that they have in Courtland Sutton, Jared Jeudy, Devontae Williams, even Melvin Gordon, and Russell Wilson with his legs, a lot of people thought this team was going to be high-powered, high-flying, scoring quick, scoring often, and scoring a lot. Unfortunately, though, that's not what we've seen in the first 2 weeks. Of course, I'm not going to write Russell Wilson off. This man is a vet. He's been in the league long enough now to know what he needs to do to get this team on track. So I'm sure with some adjustments, figuring out his way through the offense, building that chemistry a little bit more with his receivers, they should find themselves right where they need to be. They traded for Russell Wilson to compete. With that week 2 victory over the Houston Texans, we might have started to see a little bit in the fourth quarter. Hopefully they can carry it over to Sunday night, because I do think they're going to need to score more points than 16 if they want a chance at beating the 49ers. And with that defense that they bring into town, I think Russell Wilson might need to put this team on his back a little bit, ball out, and show everybody why they brought him over to Denver. So let's go ahead and get to the prediction and see who I think is going to win this game. Okay, so after looking at these teams a little closer, breaking them down individually, once again, I think we have a good Sunday night game on our hands. I think either of these two teams can win. I think the Niners can go into Denver, pull the win out, and I think the home team, the Broncos, can take the win away from the 49ers as well. However, when I think about two of them and I got to make my prediction, I'm going to go with the home team. I think the Broncos are going to edge them out slightly. And the reason for that, unfortunately, comes back to Jimmy Garoppolo, man. I think he's an okay quarterback, but unfortunately, he's just been known to make a mistake or two. And I think he tries to do too much. So I think that's what he's going to do in this game. I think he's going to try to show to people that he should be the starter, and he's gonna mess up and he's gonna throw a pick, possibly two. One might get returned for a touchdown. Who knows? But I think he's gonna throw an interception, man. And I think the Broncos are gonna be able to capitalize on that one way or another. So I think they take this one home and improve their record to what, 2-1. We shall see. We shall see. If you agree with me, let me know in the comments, man. If you don't agree, let me know in the comments, man. Let's talk about it. If you like the video, hit that thumbs up. I'd appreciate it. Drop a follow if you want to see more videos like this every Sunday night, Thursday night, Monday night games, trying to do review and predictions for you. So follow your boy if you like that. Other than that, man, you already know what's up. Have a little fun. Catch you on the next one. Peace out.